What up? I'm JR from JR Visual with my guys Montel Skrilla and D Morrow, and you're listening to the Talk 100 podcast. As we attempt to better understand the world, we link up, kick it about current events, always making sure we keep it a buck. Check us out online at talk100.com, YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Twitch at Talk the number 1 HUNNID. Thanks for being here on a Friday the 13th and giving us your support. If you want to link up with us and be a part of the conversation, you can catch the live show on our website by clicking the live link in the navigation bar. Shoot us a comment or question, and we'll make sure to include your perspective in tonight's show. Starting off with a huge salute, New Leaf Home Solutions in Waterford, Michigan, a premier real estate investment company which can help you make your dream home a reality. Also serving the Metro Detroit area, Herbal Rotation LLC, a company which helps to draw awareness to responsible and safe herbal healing and also helping to diminish the harmful effects of opioid abuse in society. You can check their newsletter out every Monday morning at herbalrotation.com/news. Last but not least, if you like live play-by-play sports action or live game recaps, make sure to check out D Morrow at the Real Sports Time with D Morrow Show on YouTube and Instagram, and all of the Instagram handles are right there on the screen. You can check them out, hit us up, subscribe to us, all that good stuff, and we'll be right back.
You are listening to Talk 100. Montel Skrilla, D Murdoch, and J. Marvin. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard
What up, though, fellas? What's happening?
What up, Doe? What up? What up?
What's good? What's good?
Friday the
Oh,
13th, man. Y'all got y'all Jason masks ready to go?
Oh, my gosh.
What's the
Tell
word?
Skrilla what's going on, man.
Hey, man, making it happen, baby.
Yeah.
No doubt.
J.
Well, shoot,
Rao.
there's so much, man. So much going on out here. You know, I'm really getting sick of all of this, this politics and police and all this type of stuff. But we got to talk about it. It's on the front page. We got a new president-elect waiting on deck, I guess we can say. And a lot of people not happy about it, man. How y'all feeling about it? What have you heard? What have you seen? How's the week been going since all of that?
Did you see the video I posted or sent to you with the national security talking about he made I don't know if it was a slip or what, but he was like we're basically dedicated to a smooth transition into the Trump administration, and he said it like twice. I wonder if did y'all catch that?
I skimmed through it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, he said it in the beginning and he said it in the end. And apparently there's like a I guess some people talking about that. He said he's receiving phone calls from people all over the world, and they're concerned. They're watching and make sure that basically we do the right thing, and they're just watching our whole process. And yeah, he did say we're doing everything we can for a smooth Trump administration,
Kind of exchange.
or
Like,
something.
exchange, yeah.
So what does do the right
I don't-
thing? What does he mean when he say do the right thing? That means like have a fair election process.
Fair election process, yeah. But I learned a lot of things about our election process, and apparently the president isn't elected by electoral votes or the popular vote. It's actually two more steps that if that president the president doesn't concede, then it's actual like two more steps beyond that. And I think the last step is to where the legislation picks, like it would go to the states and different things like that, and they would just basically, I guess, override everything. So it's pretty interesting. So I think they were anticipating that, and that's why you had kind of like Trump speaking about the ballot situation with the mail-in votes, and then you had
Mm-hmm.
the Democrats on their side saying, "Oh, this president is going to act a fool if he don't leave," but it's actually written in the Constitution, and this it's actual factual. Like what I'm saying, it's just you know I
Mm.
to be honest with you, man, I probably wouldn't concede either because I wouldn't trust the mail-in ballot as well.
Mm.
That's just me.
Well, in the end, it's showing here that Joe Biden ended up winning 306 to 232 to the Trump administration. Now, I mean, that's numbers. I mean, why would we need to go further than that if the numbers speak for themselves? You saying like if it was neck and neck or what?
No, I think that what they're contending is the fact that those were the mail-in ballots that put them over the top.
Right.
So that's what they're disputing.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that would be where if anyone was to tamper with the election, that's where it could be,
Mm.
So the end result, like and like you just say, like a husband and wife staying together, one gets a ballot, the other one doesn't. Um, could someone say, "Hey, yeah, I wanted one," and it go to a certain location? And could because I mean, when you're dealing with millions of dollars, you can have a whole hub of people just dedicated, even if it's only three that can just say, okay, man, we'll he's registered to vote. Okay, well, we'll get he didn't get his ballot. Okay, send it over here. And then essentially, I mean, you're not showing your ID, you're not, you're mailing it in. You
Yeah.
just I mean, so anyone can fill it out and put it in the mail.
All
I
right.
mean,
Is that why we get so many people who are deceased voting every time? Somebody just
exactly.
sent it in. What you been hearing, D? What's the temperature down there in Texas?
Oh well, nothing's changed. So I believe that the supporters they've been on each side. They've been just standing behind it. Like you just read those the final count. I guess that's from the electoral votes,
Mm-hmm.
but in mail-in and mail-in, correct?
Yep.
So yeah, so they're really just going on that.
Well, that's
And to be
actually the
honest,
electoral. Yeah, that's just the electoral votes, right? Yeah, the mail. I mean, the
yeah,
popular vote
yeah,
would
because
be a
those are
lot
those
larger
those
than
are the
that.
yeah those popular ones. Those are the numbers that's just been rolling in because those are when they start saying, oh, this state had 40,000. That's those numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's electoral because it's 270 to technically win it. That's the way it's set up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it they have a couple things in place. Montel just said, and that does make sense if there's probable cause, like complete probable cause. See, when you pre-set up something and say, okay, and again, I just keep reiterating, like, that must be nice to be able to even do that. I mean, and I don't mean it in a good way, as in nice. Must be nice, as in to take advantage, to be able to use that as in something else, because this is the highest office. But the real reality of it is on anything else in this world, and in any city and in any country, with how things work, it is what, and that doesn't mean that cheating doesn't lose. The Houston Astros just cheated 2 years ago, but does everybody still sign? Well, yeah, they do. They went and took it to another level. That shouldn't happen. Although the league didn't confiscate the trophy back from them, they just suspended people, and the commissioners. I mean, the GM lost the job and all that. Those things. This is the highest level, and different things happen in these situations. But overall, setting up in advance, because this was already done and said, I already know it. I already know it. I already know it. I'm gonna get cheated. And I think you said to me the other day, J. Ralph, hey, it was publicized so much that, like, number one, you're putting people on notice, like, that basically If this goes wrong, that's going to be a default. See, again, there's two sides to all the coins. We can look at it as a coin of, I feel what Montel said, that you can check it, but what about those who say, well, we all can do that in anything in life. If something don't go right, it's somebody else's fault. I got cheated. I got this. To me, this is class. Just because this is politics, it doesn't mean it. It's still the classic thing of you taking that position, which basically most of us was taught that you don't do that. You do what you do the best thing you need to do to win. And yes, sometimes you're gonna come up short in results. That's just the way it is. Sometimes you're gonna lose a job. Sometimes something is going. That's just the way it is.
Mhm. So let me ask
So
this: do y'all think that Trump is gonna leave peacefully if turns out he gotta go?
I don't see why he wouldn't. I mean,
yeah, I don't think
I
yeah.
guess that's like part of the kind of like mystique that people are putting. Oh, he's gonna. I mean, they've said that with Bush and said, oh well, if he doesn't get if he's starting to lose or something, he's gonna start a war. And I mean, you always have that talk, man. But again, I don't know where that be coming from. But
Me
that's
either.
just now if he said that, then I think he man enough to stand on that. But I haven't heard that come from the man's mouth.
Yeah, but he's
Um,
No.
extreme. I think it's safe to say that he might put up some kind of fight because he's just a different type of guy, man. He's different than
I
Bush
mean,
was.
I think I don't think he'll. I mean, what could he do physically? But I mean, I think he's going to take out those other two steps, and he's going to keep fighting it through court. I think that will happen. And as I
Yeah.
stated earlier, I think I
Yep.
would too, because what I didn't state earlier is that, like Biden had like he just surpassed every Trump in the votes and the electoral and all of that, but it wasn't consistent roundabout. Like it wasn't a democratic slaughter.
Hmm.
So again, that's kind of puzzling that you know the people that voted would say, okay, well, we want Biden to win, but we want our Republican Senate, we want our Republican
Hmm.
Congress, and like so that is a little fishy. That's just word on the street. I know like in the finance, I talk to people in the financial sector and just other business owners, and they really have a doom and gloom perspective about a democratic run administration. And
They just
also
had one.
we're
They just
starting
had
to
one
we're
for eight
starting to
years.
hear we're starting to hear of rumors of countries being shut. I mean, well, the country shutting down. I mean, the lead guy for Biden with the with the COVID, his little COVID cabinet, so to speak.
Hmm.
He's saying that in order to bring everything back to normal, so to quote unquote, is to shut the country down for 6 weeks and then borrow money to fund people that have lost income.
From where?
Now, again, I mean, well, I thought that was ironic because one of the things that Biden had ran on was that he had a COVID plan, and it just kind of ironic to me that you're just going to do the exact same thing we just done, and you've seen the results of that. And I honestly, I think that's what everybody's concerned with is the fact that I don't know if our economy is going to recover with another just complete blanket shutdown, you
Hmm.
know. Um,
Well,
and
not
that
mean
is
not
that
without
is
a
a lot of people's
definitely without a
concern.
stimulus. I mean, they're saying that the stimulus idea might go until like after January 20th. Now, where before it was going to happen this month, you know. So I mean, if people don't got money or jobs, then yeah, you're right. The economy is going to shut down again.
And like you said, where he didn't state where he would borrow the money from, but the Wisconsin governor, he issued a press release online, and I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, and he basically saying that, hey man, y'all just stay at home. For family gatherings. That's another thing that's big with people now. they're saying, and I don't know how the Democrats are able to just say this right now or just try to implement their plan before January, but they're saying basically stay at home, no family gatherings, say hi to and what's up to Big Mama on Zoom on Thanksgiving, and that type of thing. So I wonder how that'll play out with shutting the country down right before the biggest shopping spree. So again, it's but on the other flip end, COVID is on the rise. People aren't dying as Fauci had predicted, and I think they were going on his stats in the beginning, and they labeled this thing a pandemic, but we haven't seen the death rates rise to the total that Fauci had predicted in the beginning. So on that flip end, we're doing good, but then again, people are still getting sick. But I see the silver lining in the clouds, and I always say that the fact that it's unfortunate people are getting sick, but I am relieved that this thing isn't as deadly as they had first predicted.
Well, I heard today Trump say that they've changed the date to release this vaccine, and I think I heard him say it'll be like in the next week or so. So if that's the case, and like you were saying, D. Morrow, they only have enough for 25 million doses. Well,
For now,
it's 50,
yeah,
it's
for the
50
first
million,
segment, in the
right?
first.
50 million doses they making, but it's two pills per dose, so that's 25 million people, and not all in the U.S. Some of that'll be shipped overseas. So what y'all think about that? Anybody, you signing up, D?
Well, what I think, I don't know. I haven't gotten sick yet, but I don't know how opposed I am. I mean, I think it's gonna layer through to some extent, but just like every single commercial that we see, that they, before the commercial goes off, legally they have to run down all the side effects, and so they start saying all kind of stuff right before the commercial goes off. So really, I guess the best, you treat that no different than anything, which is why a lot of people don't even like a lot of the over-counter medicine. If we think about it, like there's a lot of people that they hate aspirins, or they hate some of the other over-the-counter medicines, and some medicine that's even prescribed by doctors, because of the known things. Some people get irritation, your skin is itching, like there's all kind of different things. So to be honest, I guess my thing would be to treat it that exact same way. The only thing difference now is that this is a new introduced virus, no different than anything else that's new. In the 80s, AIDS was new. Is it so new now where it just overly freaks somebody out? The only reason it freaks somebody out if they're near it, because you got still people that feels like it just makes their skin crawl thinking about it. But the reality of it is that your face shouldn't be shocked. It's not new anymore. That's
Wow.
all this is. And the
Wow.
reality of it is that all of this medicine is medicine. Read the side effects. It's all going to have
So
side effects.
earlier this week, I heard a report about mink who were holding this virus. I guess the COVID-19 has like duplicated itself, or what's the term for it? It became immune, I guess, to the antibodies. So they're like building in these mink, and they were gonna, I forget what country it was, but they're gonna kill, slaughter all of these mink, and people went crazy because they didn't want them to slaughter all of these animals. But apparently, according to that report, if that happens, then the antibodies that they're using for this vaccine is not going to work. So all of these 50 million pills could be for nothing. So why would I even risk, if something like that's the case? If the virus is getting stronger and immune to whatever, I don't understand why you would even take that.
Remember when it first happened, when it first started happening, they started calling it the smart virus, because what some scientists and doctors were saying is that this virus has the ability to to invade your body, and your body fight it off, and then it'll find another way to attack. So that is what you're saying, and that is why it was no need for a vaccine, is because In
Right.
order to be just like the normal flu, how every year they come out with a new flu vaccine.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
well, so I mean, and it may come to that, but at the
Mutated.
end of the day, this
Correct.
this
Yeah.
is this is a biochemical weapon. I
Yeah.
mean, they
And
don't want to tell you that, but that is what it is. It
I
is
got a
a
question
smart
too.
virus.
So from
Hey, I got
China,
a question with that tail skrill. I'm sorry, Jay.
go ahead, go
Because
ahead.
he made a good I just got a quick question. So once it does that in your body, can it go like you said, and even if it don't attack you where it affects you because you might be asymptomatic, whatever how you say that word, or does it lay dormant? Is that what it's doing too? And then hey, you'll be okay, and here you are functioning and all those different things. Because the reason I'm asking that is because, as far as I know, I've had a test and everything and tested negative and everything. That doesn't mean certain things didn't pop back up and I didn't know it. It hasn't been hitting me with certain feelings and stuff. See, those are all variables, right? Meaning that, and then each person is done where it's hitting some other people where no, they feeling it. They do feel nauseated. They do feel so. It's kind of a random thing. And so that's why the whole thing too with viruses, because just like medicine, all different kind of medicines, it just don't work the same on certain people, or your doses need to be higher. All these other things, like I guess that's the variables of it all. Period. But I was just asking, does it go somewhere else and then it lays dormant or something like that, and then it may just resurface later? Is that also a part of it too? What you're saying?
To some degree, yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
We go back.
You are listening to Talk 100 with Tim Skrilla, D. Murrow, and Jay Murphy. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So just real quick before y'all finish that, so these mink was from a Danish mink farm. So it's a new strain of COVID that was created in this farm amongst these animals. And according to this CNBC report, Dr. Fauci says it appears that the new COVID strain won't be a problem for these vaccines. So I don't know what that means. I haven't read it, but somebody has come out and said and addressed it at least. And I'm gonna send y'all a link to this article too.
Okay.
You see it, Montel?
No, I haven't seen it
Oh,
yet.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna shoot it to y'all. But it's just crazy, man. I just feel like if all of these vaccines, why would I have to take it? If y'all making, and next year they saying it's gonna be like 1 billion doses, man. So why would I have to take it? If I don't have it now and everybody around me is taking it, then I should be good.
Only problem, J. Ralph, is everybody can't say that because none of us will take it. We'll all be saying, "Well, who's doing it first? Who's around us?"
Hey, 1 billion
Because
doses.
I
That's
want
a
to just
lot
let
of.
there for the next person be around it because now y'all can't spread it to me. That's basically what you're saying. So I understand it. I
It's
get
gonna
it.
be less people, who could possibly pass it to you, that you walk
Oh, of course,
past,
absolutely.
because
Which
they're
is what
gonna
they want.
sign
Which is
up.
what they want.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody don't have to take it.
Yeah, and that's why in essence, Jay, maybe it's not necessary. Oh man, wait a minute, 25 million. That's not what our population is in America. Like you just said, even if when they start releasing it in each quarter or however many they do, you're right. If enough have it and some who don't either want to take it, have access to it initially, or whatever the case, it should be enough now where everybody's not walking around blindly with it because a good deal of people are taking it. Maybe that might be the medical path that they're kind of looking to go down.
Mhm.
We'll see. And it
Wow, this
just
says 6 countries have reported COVID outbreaks among mink farms since this all began. So I wonder what's up with these mink, and how are they? Why are they? I know they eat a lot of mice and rats and little stuff like
oh
that,
man.
but that's crazy. That's interesting. I have to look a little bit more about that. So what else are we on? The
Well, we done talked about the shutdowns. I don't know, man. We can probably get to it now, man. The murders, man. What's
Oh,
up?
God.
What's up with the violence, man?
Well, who's been murdered?
The guy down there, the Mo3 or whatever, Mo3.
Mo3.
Yeah, and listen, D. Morrow,
yeah.
you sent me to watch the Bootsy Mike Tyson interview on his podcast, and I checked it out. My man, that was my man, sitting right there next to Bootsy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
That was
okay,
his artist. Yeah.
That was
okay.
kind of weird. That's just kind of crazy. Shot him down on the
Think
freeway.
he out of that Oak Cliff or something, man. Shout out to Dallas and MO3 people down there, man.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
dealing with that death, man. He was one of my guys, man. I had started liking his music. Very talented rapper, man.
Mm.
And you know, I used to spend a lot of time down there in that Dallas and that Dallas area, you know, and so I kind of took a liking to the cast down there, man, and you know, so I felt like he was a great representation of Dallas, along with you know, a few other artists, but you know, I just tend to, you know, gravitate to the cat, man.
I
and,
read a interesting perspective this week about these rappers. It's like it said you know, the more successful you are, the more of a target you become. So the higher you get, and I don't know if I completely agree with that, because we got a lot of people who just don't put out that kind of energy, and they don't really, like, you don't see people trying to kill Chance the Rapper or Kanye West, and you know.
Well, that's kind of where I want to head it with this, because you know, I mean, what's done is done, but you know, the lesson can be learned for those that are here. And my thought was this: a few weeks ago, I was looking at a video from Yo Money Bag, you know, another artist. He's out of Memphis. Yeah, I think his name Moneybag Yo. My fault. Hey, that's my age. What his favorite name is? Yo Money Gotti. But
Right.
no, Moneybag Yo. I like dude too, but I don't know if it was true or not. But the headline in the video said that, you know, on his birthday, it was gunshots fired. And I'm just thinking, man, I was just watching him, you know, celebrate his birthday. And I just seen so much of that street element. And, you know, but you know, the first thing they talk about, they, you know, making the money. They making the money. And I could not help but to think, like, I think we're getting lost in the sauce when it comes to what the real objective is. If you come from a street element, man, and you know you make the money, or you find another way to legitimately make some money, the first thing you gotta do, is be as square as possible. Because if you're still in that element, if you're still, you know, bringing that on, if you still get on Instagram or on some social media and say F the ops, and you know, I'm smoking on your dead homie, you know, you're still antagonizing guys that got less than you, that are active in the streets. Do know that when you got on that $200,000 chains, as you claim, which we know a lot of y'all lying, because a lot of y'all be buying that fake jewelry. But you know, if you got a pocket full of money, if you riding in the latest car, you got foreign whips, you got mansions, dude, the people that you are antagonizing hate you, and you're just adding more fuel to the fire for them to make you that target. So don't be stupid and continue to be this so-called street guy, because I don't care who you are. If you are a rapper, you are no longer a street guy. You are an entertainer.
If you're
You
successful.
may be from there, but that is not your profession, because you got out of the street. You're trying to get out of the street life because it don't pay. That's the reason why you're trying to be in sports, and so we got to understand that and quit being silly, you know, because what the inevitable is going to happen. They're going to murder you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That is the inevitable. You're throwing fuel to the fire, or whatever the case may be, and I just feel like it's stupid. And you know,
But people calling
it
for
should.
it though, man. It's, you know, it's the social media is the X factor and all of this stuff. But you know, you're able to see what people instantly see, how people what moving people. You know, you can see what get people to start liking your content or whatever. So you gonna pretty much do what they want because that's where the money is coming from. That's what's gonna make people come support your show and support your whatever. You know, all the quote unquote dumb shit. You know, that's what people love today. That's where their eyeballs is on all day. They get the most clicks, the most likes. You know, social media is woven all into it. Like we didn't even hear about Jay-Z unless you was from New York. Now they was doing, you know, gangster rapping and talking about all that too, but before social media, it wasn't so instant. And like we had to wait till their album dropped in order to see what they was wearing and you know what I mean? Just everything that put your eyes on, put them right in front of you. You know, other than like the music videos, but it wasn't so much. Like when the music videos go off now, you can just go to their Instagram or whatever and just keep feeding yourself with, you know, their perspectives and whatever you like about them. You know, it's just too much, man. It's too much access. That's what's amplifying it. Like people was getting killed. People been getting killed, you know, long back in the day, but you know, it just wasn't so like the best rapper that, you know, we obviously lost Biggie and Tupac, but that's just two guys. Who else was murdered? Who was at the top of their game? Everybody loved them. We wasn't really losing that many people. Like now, that's like it's 50-50, seem like.
Hey, don't let them people put that battery in your back, man. If you got a stunt for the people who gonna sit back and eat some popcorn, watch you get murdered and laugh and post all kind of crazy stuff on you. Well, that's some money I don't want. That's some fanfare I don't need. You know, I'm in position now, man. I can make my money make money. You know, I don't have to be a guinea pig and I don't have to be silly, you know, in order to appease people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's just, I mean, and it is what it is, but.
And I'm tired of hearing people use the systematic. Me and D-Mar was talking about this earlier this week. Just using it being the systematic, you know, reasons for people to be doing a lot of this stupidity, man. It's crazy. Like you being in this condition didn't really make you, like he was murdered by somebody who didn't grow up with him. Like he wasn't around you in your community that's got you on, you know, welfare and all, you know, just having the lowest of everything in life. So yeah, I mean the system, you know, they can put the drugs into the communities and have y'all going to the bad schools and all this and that. But once you become an adult, man, hey, it's up to you how you change that or you know, just live out your everyday. It don't make sense. And a lot of people,
I don't know what it is about this street life, man, that people are just so like this is the creme de la creme of life, man. You know, back in the day when you know how I got the game was the fact that when you got the bag, you were supposed to square up. You know, being square, being you know that guy that's legitimate was really the ultimate goal. But with these younger guys, that's not the case. They want to get rich and become the biggest gang member in the world. Well, you getting what you got, and I can't feel bad for them because I mean, I feel like that's the message that would benefit. And you know, a lot of people like to try to like pacify people and like, no, if that is the model that you headed to, you're going to die. And 9 times out of 10, we gonna watch it. And you might have been, and they not even becoming a Biggie and Tupac. They not even reaching no national syndicated, you know, stuff. Dude, they just popular people on the internet. They're not even becoming household names at this point, and they're dying or getting murdered. And it's gonna be a 2-week little run on the internet, and people go say who did it. And that's gonna be the thing. They ain't gonna care nothing about your life. They're gonna be wondering who did it and try to see if they can find that out. And then you gonna phase out.
But look,
and then the story
hey, is that equal to like 95, 96, like when or just the likes and all of that type of stuff? Like that seemed like it's comparable nowadays to the height of Biggie and Tupac. As far as as far as the attention and that you get, the eyeballs that are on you, you know, the impact that you can have. You could be a nobody, but if everybody you could go viral overnight.
Now
You,
the
you're
case
asking,
is,
yeah.
What'd you
but
say, D?
look at all the magazines and different things Vibe was selling when the I mean they put it on Front Street, East West Beef. Look at
Yep.
all the like you said. I was watching that. I was watching the documentary with Suge Knight, and one of the things he said out of his mouth was when Pac died, one of the execs said, he said, man, he said, there ain't no record sales like a dead artist record sales. You finna be rich. And he said he went over there and struck a deal with Puffy. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is a game. Hey, man, when these record companies sign you, they take a life insurance policy out on you. And they don't, and you think like if they had so much money invested in you that they would be like, hey man, y'all need to chill out. They don't care, man. It's a game. They're gonna collect that check both ways.
So what
And we
is it
being a
though?
Well,
If it ain't,
well,
it's
here
not
was
about the money. It's not about the women, or I mean, what is it about? What's making them choose to live that kind of or put out that kind of energy every day? What you think, D?
well, well. I think personally that it's a cross thing of what a lot of what Tails Girl said on them trying to just, hey, this is what you trying to get known for. But I think also this is truly people do not transition. I think a lot of people don't transition, and we hate to go back into this, but some of the people in the black community that are very very talented. We got a lot of talent. So as an artist, because the artist, that's what you are. Biggie, all those guys, they're artists. So you might not necessarily like what they say. It might even be raunchy. Some stuff is clean, and then you got R&B. You got all these skills and everything, but it's art in whatever form it is of how everybody take it. But the problem is, just like in life, and this is either going back to what was taught or not taught, or you didn't care, or the people they grew up and they had their own mind. But it's a transition thing. I'm doing this now, man. I'm finding success from this. But you don't keep moving and keep doing things as you are getting into different spaces. And what's been drilled in our head and black people's head is, well, don't do that. Other cultures do it, but we have labeled it. And again, this is just something black people decided to label. For whatever the reason, they just decided to do it. This is forms of selling out to do that, which in reality, is it really ludicrous that that's the case? That guy XXX, what's his name? Takashian. Is it really, really ridiculous or sell out that what makes sense is actually I am popular now. So what is sellout about me hiring two people to go with me wherever I want to go? I'm going to a motorcycle shop and I've got two people with me. Somebody from Aerosmith, it got to do the same thing. Somebody, the Backstreet Boys or somebody, one of them, that's what's going to happen with them. They going around just to keep people at bay. And as a matter of fact,
Hey,
even
hey,
with, and
you
I do
having
respect
security
this,
don't
with
mean you
Floyd
can't get
Mayweather,
killed,
same
though.
thing.
Just because you got security don't mean you can't get killed.
No, that's okay. But I do what I'm supposed to do. That's not the point. You're right, what you're saying, but that's not the point still. In other words, that's like saying we don't do the right thing because things still might not work out. That's not the point. You do the right thing because you should do the right thing. It might not still work out. That don't make sense.
But in that
That's
situation, doing the right thing is not putting out the type of energy that make you a target.
that's how you start. That's the start. Yes.
Yeah.
Because why are you talking? Because yeah, if you're right. Because there's a lot of Chicago rappers, and those guys are on a whole nother level. Different Chicago, New Orleans, New York, some of Detroit too. But you know, they putting out energy like you just said, guns and putting out all these different things, and then people want to test them and want to do it. Then you got people like Takashi. He invited that on, hey, test this and test that, and then when something happens and goes left, then everybody, like Montel said, trying to figure out just who did it and your story of the week. So it's not even a biggie thing. See, at least every year, and when you talk about hip hop, actually Tupac and Biggie, actually, and even a little bit of Big Pun too, a little bit, should be a little bit more to me. But some of them, at least that's truly a memory, meaning that it's when you constantly talking about it, that means you truly made a mark. Like Tel Skrill said, if you're the talk of the week, What did that do? I made it famous. That goes back to the 80s. I made it famous. I went to jail or whatever else by robbing this thing. I was famous for 24 hours. Yep, and about to do 24 to life. And trust me, after today's news, nobody on 8 Mile remember that liquor store. And somebody so happened to bring it up, maybe, but you were famous for 24 hours. That's what we're seeing right now.
I think it's all fake.
A
I
waste.
think,
It's a waste, is
look,
what it is
I
of
think
what these
that
guys doing.
usually, what you say amongst your homeboys is not publicized for everybody to see. Everybody act tough when they with their boys and all that, and these niggas
Hmm.
is putting it out here, and well, really they addicted to the attention, like the reactions that people give them. That's what I feel like. Instead of being addicted to the money and just building on their talent, developing themselves as an artist so they can keep this bread forever. You know what I'm saying? They get addicted to how people react to what they put out. And if you acting all tough like this and that with your homeboys, and they record it and put it out, now it's out there. You
Well,
know.
when you drank the Kool-Aid of social media, remember you always bring us back to that, Jay Ralph, and it's because it's the truth. But when people truly have not keeping this stuff, have kept these things at bay, the social media instead of just tools, then that's the results of where you have. And this is the generation that we are. They don't mean that some older people too, but I'm saying definitely that anybody young generation. That's just the way of life of where it is. Where for us, we kind of a little bit more shame on us because we got to reflect back, even if we got to reflect back and give ourselves some balance and keep things in check. In other words, while I'm on vacation, I remember before wasn't no Facebook. So why am I reporting everything that I'm doing? I wasn't doing that 10 years ago. I understand that you're not supposed to do that. See, I got a reference point to check myself. Again, with this next generation and everything else, they've drank the Kool-Aid on that. That's why they're doing that, what you just said. I'm worried about reaction. First of all, what about constantly building on your craft or whatever, trying to get better and better? I want this album to be better than the next one. I want to. Why is the focus not that? Remember, that used to be the focus. That's why the music was so good back in the 2000s, the 80s too, and all that stuff, and before our time. But like just us, if we stayed in the mid 90s and everything, the reason why to me it was just so great because Mobb Deep cared about the next album being better than the last one. Wu-Tang Clan cared about, oh man, ODB, that album was straight. Now I got to do one better than that. That's Method Man. Inspector Deck. Oh man, yeah, man, I got to do my best. See, all of that was going on. It's none of that now. It is give me 24 hours of hey, I was popular, wasn't I? It's just crazy. It's a waste. And their mind, just the mindset is just
It's
it's
a
a different.
waste, man. It really is a waste, and it's crazy because a lot of these guys, like you just start liking them, man, and it's like they gone forever.
Mm,
That's just it's unreal to me. I don't understand it. Like it's like somebody need to teach these boys to be addicted to money. I'd rather see you, slave out for the money than to just get shot down like a dog. They chased my man down the freeway. Say, dude
Yeah.
got
yeah,
out the
that's oh
freeway and
man.
shot him in broad daylight in front of everybody.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, that was
That's
crazy.
bad.
Yeah.
That's
And then they
bad.
was and then hold on. Let me tell you how desensitized society is. Because when Mo 3 was shot, you had people instead of calling the ambulance, well, obviously someone did, but they had to get it on camera.
Yeah, got to pull that camera
They
out.
got it. Yeah, everybody's a reporter now. Everybody,
I
and I
actually
get
like
it.
that, though. I like that. I'm with the citizens journalism. I'm
I,
glad it's
I
like
get,
that.
like I said, I get it, but don't be so desensitized to the point where you don't try to assist someone that's dying.
Yeah, you just
You
trying
know
to
what
That's
be
I'm
right.
saying? I think
first.
That's
You
right.
just
it,
trying to be first
yeah,
to post it or to sell it to TMZ.
I,
Right.
it's
No,
sad, but that is the reality. That
but
is a
Yeah.
reality,
I,
man.
I, hey, tell Skrill, I got a question for you. Something J. Ralph was saying to me earlier. I want to know what you think about this because this is another thing that's going on right now. The younger guys or whatever, this was no, it was no respect. So they remember those guys from Chicago was going off on Ti saying that he did a McGriff commercial and everything. And even if he did, it's just a thing of,
You saw that?
hey,
You saw
isn't
that?
he older than y'all? Isn't he older still than y'all? Like there's still no levels of, and he still did make it and make a mark in what he did. Now, if you think he's the best or not, or a real king or something, which all of that's different and everybody can have it on. but just still where, wait a minute, this is still somebody that did this, that, and the other. Now, you might not like this, but again, like you just said about the desensitized, there's also with again some of the younger generation artists is it's just no, and it ain't just to me with Ti whatever. I think they would come at Busta Rhymes like that if he tried to give some advice. I think they'd come after whoever. And again, these are people that still did something. It's no different than to me in a place of if they uncle or one of their what's called it. But see, then again, with these guys, and especially I'm not targeting Chicago, but it is what it is. Those are guys that I guess probably if an uncle did do it, they may tell their uncle or something, their mama's actual brother that you don't tell me what the f they're doing. I'll blow your head. That these guys they may do that. A 15-year-old, like it's just crazy with the level of where that is. So what's your thoughts on that? Because yeah, I mean you can call Tip whatever he is on how he got out of doing just 1 year and did a Crime Stoppers commercial, but still the respect. I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, obviously, you back in the day, you had leaders even in the underworld. And I always speak on that because it's like you gotta have a lion teach a lion. You know what I'm saying? And you can they if you looking like a lamb, they not gonna respect it. You know, Ti is questionable with some in the streets because of the circumstances that he found himself in when he was arrested and with all those guns. And I heard him try to break it down and different things like that. But even with all that being said, you know that's gonna be a blemish on his mark, whether he snitched or not. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that people think that, you know he lost a lot of notches on his belt because of that looming over his head. So them young lions, they not respecting that.
Well, wait a minute.
Not
You
coming
say
from him.
he lost a couple notches because he got caught with the guns?
Because he did a year
Oh yeah,
for
yeah, right.
for all of the artillery he got
Right.
caught on. And like I said, I heard him on his Expeditiously podcast try to
Yeah.
explain it with the lawyer that represented him. And I'm not saying that I believe him or don't believe him. At this point in my life, I probably never see this man a day in my life. If he a snitch or not, I wouldn't do business with him. If you know what I'm saying, if we was in the streets, because I wouldn't even see him. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, the fact of the matter is the perception of that circumstance that he found himself in. It's looked as if you know he can't speak to those situations. Now I don't disagree with what Ti said. It may have been out of turn. He's saying, hey, he's starting to see, and that speaks back to the McGruff thing, is because he's already forewarning, hey, it's going to be some drama down here in Atlanta, and let me get ahead of this, or let me forewarn the police. I don't know how you want to perceive that, but what I'm saying is I don't have a problem with us having figures that's strong enough to say, "Hey, man, y'all take that back to Chicago. Ain't none of that. Ain't no more playing GA. You ain't finna come down here and retaliate and kill 20, 30 people like y'all do up there in Chicago every weekend." I feel him on that,
Yeah,
but maybe
straight up.
he's
Yeah,
not that guy that
yeah.
that says that. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad, but we don't have those figures no more, like Larry Hoover and things like that.
Mhm.
King David and all those guys that did run those organizations. Now these kids
Mhm.
are raising their themselves. It has to be a lion that raise a lion. It can't be a lamb. It's just
Mhm.
that's just how the streets are. And like
Mhm.
D Mar said, you got 15-year-olds look at a grown man and say, "Boy, I'll blow your head off," and that's just how it is, because it's not it's no headship over any of these organizations, or and then the guys that's in the streets are all kind of questionable when it comes to certain things. But yeah, I would have liked him to have that kind of stature to say, "Hey, man, we ain't having that." But at least he spoke up and said something. I wish 20 other rappers
Yeah.
or
Or that's
whatever
what I was,
would have said something.
They not
that's what I was
having
getting
it.
ready to say because
Hold up, we be
maybe
right back.
Okay.
in a minute.
You are listening to. You are listening.
Yeah, this is your boy Montel Skrilla, and you are listening to Talk 100. Catch us every Friday night at 9 p.m. on Twitch. Just search NCG Media, and on YouTube, Talk 100, and Facebook, Talk 100.
All right, D-Mar, my bad, y'all.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I guess they were just to Montel's point, they're looking for which they're not looking for because really they're in their mode where they're not trying to really listen. But as far as if they're gonna halfway not say nothing back or do anything else, as if I guess if it would have been what Jeezy or somebody like, and once again he has his stories. I mean, they, first of all, and then those guys are gonna have their stories in reality. As far as all them not gonna do this whole thing. I mean, of oh we don't do this where we make deals or when it's time with the DA or whatever, just all those different things that these codes and all this other stuff, whether if it's street people, the rappers, other people that right, they all doing the same thing. First of all, as far as Jeezy, again, there's the things as far as where some things went left with that, with his connection with BMF, whatever the case might be. It's all laid, but does that mean that he still didn't do different things he wanted to? So is that who he wanted to listen to? Is that who should have had the word? I mean, the bottom line is all of them have a rap sheet. So and then they either did certain things in between and either changed their ways or did whatever, and they don't do that anymore or whatever. All of those, if they outline it, they'll always be able to find some justification in and out on a street level, kind of like they're doing what corporate America does. Oh, well, you do have all these things on your resume, but you just don't have those extra 6 months of driving experience, so we can't hire you. I've been driving the last 2 years, and if I don't work, I do five. Like that's on your end, that's how you thinking. But on their end, okay, so that's basically what they're doing.
I,
All of them have the different raps and done this, and all of them have done some of the similar things that they have done, but they basically what you're saying, Montel is saying they want to pick and choose on if they're going to even halfway listen to somebody else who did that. But it's all ridiculous to me. The bottom line is, as far as our community, this stuff need to get clinked up. And you're right, Montel. It's unfortunate. Really, it should have been another whole line of people with Ti actually saying that, hey, yeah, we need to get that stuff together. This, that, and that. That's the real
but then
thing.
you
It should have
got
been
50 Cent pop up, another elder, I would say, in the rap
another
community.
elder.
And
Yep.
and he like to set him and other people actually, like to set T.I. straight and telling him, I think 50 Cent said something like, this little dude will blow your head off for saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, and not really, stand next to Ti, but just he took a couple shots at him too, like in these public
Like,
tweets, and like it's
yeah, you
crazy, man.
chose to do
But it's
that,
as if
and
it's as
and
if these niggas have nothing to do tomorrow. I don't understand how somebody just throw everything they got to do away, and you know, it's just stupid to me, man. And
yeah, to
most
50
of
Cent
them
take that
can't fight
position
at
where
all.
he is in life? Really? Yeah, that's just
I'm saying, man, most of these little niggas can't fight. They unathletic. They never played a sport in their life. Like you could just see it all in them. You know what I mean? But I don't understand what makes somebody else who, like my man, Mo3, whatever, Mo3. I seen something that he was on, and he was putting out the same kind of energy. If you get money, I don't understand what make you just turn around for the people who, behind you and are dress, whatever they talking about. It makes no sense whatsoever. They don't have no kids, no wife, no nothing. What can make you just throw all that away, bro? It just don't make no sense to me whatsoever. And then like I say,
at some age, these kids are growing up with this street mentality.
everybody grew up in the streets though. That's what I'm saying. And now it's a little bit different than it was back then for us. We was trying to get money, man. We wasn't out here looking to see who we could fight. It was a couple niggas like that, but they even wasn't on the tip that these new cats is on.
Yeah, this is some different things, and then you throw in the fame and the women in it, because now women are getting, giving their attention to this. And anytime you throw that female energy in the mix of two guys beefing, it's gonna be amplified. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's 99.9% of a lot of it. They won't say it. They gonna act like I'm
social media too. It ain't just pussy now. It's social media and the girl.
It's that,
mixed.
but the 90 even just if you took the internet away, that's still gonna be the crux of what a lot of these guys is on.
Right. You do everything.
It's some you didn't bang one of these chicks I wanted to get with, or you banging my baby mama, or whatever the case may be. It's that element on that, and then the internet, and then just pure ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say it no other way. Like, a lot of this street stuff that they call street is ignorance.
I think the internet has surpassed the woman factor. You can do your thing without her around, but you can't do it without the internet. The internet is a part of everything.
Oh, I'm not saying, which one supersedes it, but what I'm saying is even if you took the internet out of it, that female energy in the mix of these two guys with their, young minds, young impressionable minds, being influenced by that, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you put on the jury for the woman. You want the woman to know you got money. You want the woman to know you got foreign. You want the woman to know you got
but you want her to see it on the gram,
whatever.
You want her to see it on the gram, though. That's what I'm saying.
Because you want 1,000 of them to see it. Yeah. Not just one. You want 1,000 women every day.
It's always the 1,000, but, the gram is what you do it for now.
I hope they not doing it for the dudes. I hope they doing it for the 5,000 women that's liking their pictures and different things. And I hope that's the case.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
You stunting on these niggas. That's what it is for the dudes.
Yeah, we want to
obviously.
stunt on the niggas too, because we know they don't like us, but we want these women, we want to do it in such a fashion that we show these women that we got it going on. And the sad part about it, that's why it really boils down to the women, is because a lot of these women are not intelligent enough to be displeased with that type of action. Because
obviously,
you know what I'm saying? If a woman say, hey man, you look good in that red shirt, what you gonna do? You gonna go out and get 5 more like it. You know what I'm saying? So if women were to voice, hey man, we don't want no man all stupid and whoop whoop whoop, and we don't care about your money, but you're not dealing with that type of women that's in a majority. Not to say that those women don't exist, but the majority of these little girls, they ignorant just like the boys. Because honestly, let's just be honest, man, it started with the parents. But at least back in the day when the parents couldn't handle the kids, you had some street figures that kind of guide you the right way. And hey man, you messing up, whoop, whoop, or hey man, you need to stay in school. You don't want to be out here doing that. Now you don't have that. So when you get too far gone for your parents, hey, it's just a bunch of wolves raising each other, man. But the young girls, they into it. They want to get high with the dudes, and they just as ratchet as the dudes. And it's just a tsunami of ignorance that is just flowing through the city streets, and we getting our babies murdered. you know, and I don't see a solution for it other than just really making that part of it, you know, really just obsolete by at least, you know what I'm saying, us speaking the truth on it and maybe trying to teach the younger group that's a better way. Because it ain't about the money. Because if you was chasing the money, you'll be doing what Bill Gates doing. You'll be doing what Elon Musk doing. But they doing something that, you know, the people we glorify with money, man, that ain't no kind of money. We'll glorify somebody with $1 billion, but not glorify somebody with 50 or 100. Like, that's ignorant to me. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even about the money. It's just about, I mean, because if I was a young kid, man, I was chasing money, I'd be following Warren Buffett. I'd be following, you know, and that's actually attainable because
you got to be
really
taught that, though. You know, that come from, and that's why I say we have, as a group, failed these new kids, man. That's just the bottom line. And you know, thanks to the internet. I mean, it's not only because of us. Their thought process is up to us to help guide them in the right direction. But you know, it was a reason they needed to put Facebook, the internet, in everybody's pocket. Shit, the Obama phone got internet on there. You know what I mean? So it ain't just the advertising products either. You know.
And it goes back to what you said too with the parenting. To a large extent, and we always start there first on our accountability as adults. There's a lot of lost kids though, where, and again, that falls under parents too. But when I say lost, I mean that you have so many that the parents aren't there. So who grabs all of the kids and help out? Which that should never be a problem with anybody. But if it's not done collectively in the right way, then that doesn't work. So, you know, because once again, it's not enough of everybody doing the right thing. So it's a lot of missing and lost kids per se.
And you'll lose yourself trying to go out there in it. I feel like we're at a point now
yeah,
today
absolutely.
where you have to change the world by, you know, your own circle. You take care of your kid, your son, your daughter, and make sure that they ain't one of them. And try to point them in the right direction, because you'll get lost out there trying to be, you know, Larry Fishburne on Boys in the Hood. You know, going out there in the streets, they'll shoot you in the face.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So and you're absolutely right, and that's why it is a thing of your circle. Because, for example, I know that for you, J. Ralph, you actually, you know, again, you keep things in its proper place with your son. So it's not going to be a thing for Junior where you just get free will to stay on your phone or whatever device, computer, iPad, whatever the kids, all day long. See, you're not doing that. But that's not what everybody's doing. See, like you said, as far as the personal accountability, so that collectively it can change with the kids. Everybody's not doing that. You got people that got the mentality of, I absolutely am letting my devices help me raise these kids. I don't want them in my face right now.
Yeah.
See, that's the mentality. You ain't doing that. See, this is where we definitely could break down how the failures
work. Look, they forget that all of these adults are there. Like, just like, for example, these video games, which we really didn't get on today with that PlayStation 5, Montel, but yeah. You know,
that PlayStation 5, baby.
Yeah, you can't even buy that. You can't buy nothing ever again, bro. I don't see it going backwards unless the companies, you know, start to care, because they gotta fix the system so that you can, you know, purchase what you want. So the people that they actually trying to sell to, who really want their products, can get that in their home without a hassle. You know, it's crazy right now. You got to pay triple times for anything that's popular today. And it's a flaw right now going on in the system. Now, you can't just be the company that say, well, we made 100,000 of these. All we care is that we get them off in 1 second. What you say, Montel? Like a half a second, the PlayStation 5s was wiped out. You couldn't sold out.
Where's everybody getting all this money from?
Because everybody got, you know, they can hustle up on 500 real quick, and it's not that. It's that the people who do have the money, it's enough people to just buy them all. And if they
because they're gonna resell them, because they're gonna
turn around and sell it back to the people who really want it. eBay, you know, StockX, all these companies like that, You know,
The
it's
resale
a
market. The
problem.
resale market is high
It's
right now. So the
crazy.
people with money, they definitely will grab all them up because they got to resell those.
Yeah. But see, one point was is that the adults are on these devices. If you turning your kid over like you saying, D, to just be raised by, this technology and everything, you turn them over to everything that's bad at the same time. It's not just information, right? It's the predators wake up and they looking for your
Oh yeah,
kids, and that's just the way it is. So you got to be on it. That's real life. It's social, but
yeah,
it's part of everything now.
yeah. But again, it's just like, are you doing the work to manage it and keep it in its proper place? Like we understand, we always have to readjust ourselves. Hey, you know what? I need to put 2 hours in to make sure, hey, I finished developing this website. Or like what you do a lot of work with on the technical side, might be some graphics, might be everything. Which again, I know that's something you teach Junior as well. But just like again, we have to do that ourselves. Just if we're going to stay consistent with what we're doing business, whatever else. So that doesn't just work for adults and somebody trying to do business. That works, period. That means that's for kids too. It needs to be a balance. How much reading did you do today? But you've been on YouTube all day long.
Yeah, it's 24 hours in
That's
a
the,
day.
that's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah.
YouTube and all that and the internet and social media technically is not the problem. Balance and monitoring and us making sure we do stuff the right way and have that with ourselves, and then you got to do it with the kids too. That's the problem.
Hey, it's tough though too, D, because we at the same time as parents and adults, we got a lot of stuff to do. So if the kid
Yep.
is not bothering you, then that's some time that you can focus on other things. So I understand it. I'm not really like, I'm just saying that it is a problem with me, with anybody else in the world. We got to make sure that we getting on the floor with our kids and playing ball. Get outside, play with them, do something, teach them how to fish, teach them how to ride their bike. We just got to transition. It's 24 hours in a day. You got a set time to do certain things. Give it a category or something. It's like, family time, whatever you want to call it, but it have to happen every day, just like YouTube. If y'all could sit on YouTube together and search for things that help them to understand, what they like to do. Something that's safe, and you point them in
Hey
the
son,
right
this
direction.
hey son, this how you do an oil change and pull up somebody doing the whole thing. That's what you use for YouTube.
Or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like this is what you say you want to do. Like, for example, you say you want to play the guitar. Well, let me show you some people who putting out good content that is responsible and it's for kids. You got to show them where the stuff at, or else they're gonna land on the stuff that's most popular, which is probably not suitable for kids.
Yeah.
know?
The trash
So,
stuff.
Yeah, man. No doubt. But we about to get on up out of here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're checking us out after we get done, thank you. This is the Talk 100 podcast. We do this every Friday night on the Talk 100 network. I'm Jay Raphael, D. Marl, Montel Skrilla. You can check us out right on Instagram at the top of the screen right there. Those are all our Instagram handles. This is what we do, though. Come sip something with us. Catch the replays on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, at Talk, the number one HUNNID. We appreciate you. Have a safe week, a great week. And D. Mar, you want to tell them where to find you this week?
Well, definitely check us out at Real Sports Time, real_sports_time. That's on Instagram, and at Sports Marl on Twitter, and the number one Real Sports Time on Facebook. But yeah, definitely going to do some segments this weekend. Got football coming up, Monday Night Football, and of course a slate of football games here,
Got the
and
draft
lots of
coming up
action
too, right?
and stories.
I think
Say that again?
The draft coming up next week, NBA, right?
Yes, it is. Draft's coming up. We're getting ready for an early season. These guys got to finish up the month of November, the NBA players, because first week of December, pretty much, I'm sure they're going to get rolling into camp. Seeing that first game will be the 22nd, a couple days away from before Christmas for the opening of the NBA new season. So lots of stuff to get into. Real Sports Time with D. Morrow. So yeah, just check it out. Like I said, the link's in there. We're all connected on here on the Talk 100 network. Montel's going to start, like I said, going to start getting some stuff out there from media and also with bike ride.
Yeah, but on the real though, Skrilla got some. He got
And
some
health.
stuff in the bag, you know, coming up. You want to say a little something about that, Skrilla?
Yeah, we start. I got a interview that I don't know when we're gonna play it. I gotta edit it, but we're gonna start doing some just reaching out to people in the community, whether it be business or social or even religious or whatever the case may be, influencers or those type of figures in those arenas to bring to y'all, man. You know, to feed y'all with knowledge and so we can all get a better understanding of where we want to go in life and just kind of, you know, get some entertaining content from important people, I guess you would say.
People in the trenches, you know what I mean? Out here
Yeah.
making things happen. You know, that's what's up.
Yeah, so we excited about that. So we'll be chopping that up with y'all real soon.
No doubt, no doubt. Again, Talk 100 Network. Every Friday night, that's what we do on the Talk 100 podcast. Tune in every week. Peace.
Peace.